No. Hey y'all! I've been missing you, Lillian. Come on, lock in, lock in. Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in. Come in, lock in. Come in, lock in, lock in. Y'all hit that thumbs up button on your way in, too. Thumbs up button. I've been too MIA. I'm sorry. I really am, y'all. And I could like come with a bunch of excuses. You know, I'm a Sag. We good for the excuses. We good for the excuses, but I don't have no excuse. Like, just I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. And this live stream is kind of personal to me. Okay, transiting Pisces on the North Node is just a very personal transit for me because it hits a lot of high impact houses in my chart. And then I'm also somebody who's a Neptune like dominant. I have Neptune aspecting and making a lot of contact in my chart. So um I don't know. I feel just a lot more maybe vulnerable, sensitive. And then, I got that I'm a mutable sun and moon. So I feel like I need this for myself. Like this is very therapeutic. And I hope that this could also help other people as well. So the scope of today's live stream, I'm gonna be in and out. It's not gonna be too long. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long, but I do want to get in and make a point. And the aim is to unpack Pisces on the North Node, what it is, what does that mean for you? Um, as well as go over some tips on how to get through it. And then maybe if we have some time, we can even go over some examples. Um, and some of that good stuff. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Y'all hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up button for me on your way in if you love me. And even if you don't, because it's free. And what does it cost you? It doesn't cost you a thing, darling, to go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Yeah. How have y'all been? What's been going on with y'all? How y'all been doing? Hi Maya. Your North Node is in Virgo, so I will be going backwards with this Pisces North Node transit. Or I mean you will be experiencing your inverse nodal return. So um I don't I don't know if you've been on this channel before, but your inverse nodal return is kind of like it's a checkpoint where a lot of your south node tendencies are going to be tested, you know. And I guess it could be easier for you when you're going through your inverse nodal return to kind of fall back on bad habits and things like that. I can see where that could be the challenge. But I definitely think you could benefit from listening to this survival guide to see how some of this energy could be applicable to you. Okay. North Node is transit in my fifth house. Oh, you got Saturn at the fifth degree. The inverse nodal. return this push pull energy. You're gonna feel like your South Node energy is pulling you back. That's right. Hey, that lit astro chick. Am I about to be a who? A Mamiana? You been letting somebody ski to you? What you talking about? Who am Mamiana? But yeah, yeah, I've been good. I just been quick life update, without doing too much. Just been working. Once again, that transition thing. So this North Node, Pisces North Node, will be hitting my sixth and fifth houses. Okay. So it's starting off in my sixth house, and I work at a nonprofit. That's another way to look at it, which is very Pisces, right? Um, and on top of that, I'm switching jobs right now. So I'm just, it's a lot of transitioning going, a lot of missing pieces that I'm looking for and grabbing that piece over there and this piece over here and just doing a lot of back end work. And it's just really, really interesting. Like, what have y'all had going on? Like how are y'all surviving? Like, I feel like I ain't talked to y'all in forever. The North Node is transiting my moon in the seventh house and South Node in my first house. Don't be nervous, girl. You'll be all right. But I will say, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. The first house is your physical body. So I mean, it's nothing to, and then on top, we'll get into it. Just stick around. Because I feel like if I explain it, I'll kind of get ahead of myself. That's it. I just want to stay in order. Y'all know I can get sidetracked. Y'all know I can get sidetracked. I think I got ADHD. So yeah. All right. So we finna get started. You're a newbie. You arrived here last month. Thank you so much. Y'all show Maya some love. Ow, ow. Ow, ow. Okay, so when we talk about the North Node in astrology, because I guess it's important first to define. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. We y'all know it's not a Astro Queen live stream if there are no technical difficulties. But so defining exactly what um the North Node signifies in astrology. So the North Node essentially is a point, um, a hypothetical point, I guess you could say, within one's chart, even if we're talking about within the natal chart, that pretty much it sets the standard for what we're supposed to evolve towards, right? It sets the standard for what we're supposed to learn how to grow to or aspire to be in this lifetime. It could often signify challenges, the ways in which we are tested, areas of life that could be difficult for us to adapt or, adapt to, traits and qualities that could be difficult simply because these are things that are unfamiliar to us or they represent something that could be unfamiliar to us. Can y'all hear me still? Let me know something in the comments. Are y'all with me? Am I being heard right now? Am I among my people? Because I'm not seeing the comments. Let's see. Okay, y'all hear me? Because for some reason it's not showing me on here. Okay, as long as y'all can. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so things that we should evolve towards and aspire to. Right? Think of all of that is North Node material. So even if we're talking about transits and collective wise, I would say, you can even look at the North Node to signify major themes that are going to play out in society. So like take that same framework and apply it to like a more collective setting. Also, you will hear my smoke detector in the background. So excuse me for that. This is a Negro household. And it's Black History Month. So y'all better not be judging me. Because if you are judging me, you anti-black. You're anti-black. And I would hate for y'all to be anti-black. We don't need I don't need the prejudice. I don't need it. Oh, thank you for the super chat, that lit Astro chick. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you a million times. How can I judge your mind going out to? Oh, okay. I am among my people. I am among my people. Okay. Cause that's the first thing niggas do when they hear your shit be, God, you change like bitch, shut the fuck up. You come change this shit. Anyway. I get a pass. I'll be on point in March. I'll be on point in March. But anywho, you would take a lot of those themes, right, of the North Node, and once again just apply them collectively, apply them on a mass scale. So, like I said, look at it as symbolizing a lot of the traits and things that we are going to see in society moving forward. You know what I mean? The North Node has a lot of Capricorn-esque energy to it. And the South Node has a lot of Cancer-esque energy to it. That's a completely different video for a different day. I can create a separate video for that in terms of like digging into the lunar nodal axis and all of that good stuff. But point is, on a collective level, the South Node is often going to represent kind of like the things that hold us back as a society. You'll see a lot of even energy like unaddressed, unresolved issues that kind of bubble to the surface when we talk about like that collective South Node energy. So and often the nodes tend to bounce off of one another too. That's something else that is really important to point out when we talk about the lunar nodes, right? Whether we're talking natally or if you're reading in a transit, for a collective, for collective purposes, right? Thank God I don't have no bitch ass water in my chart. And I mean, it's a common misconception, and that myself would also make, that water is always equivalent to weakness. You know what I'm saying? Or sensitivity, being you know, like having water in your chart don't make pussy asshole. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I ain't gonna do the waters like that. Even in Pisces season. Fragile. Pisces is fragile. Pisces, I would say, can be fragile. Pisces can be fragile. Pisces can be fragile. But if we can take that and say that with Pisces on the North Node, that may be the type of energy we want to embrace right now. Now is the season to actually care about the people that are fragile. Pisces represents um it represents charity, it represents empathy, it represents sensitivity, and that sensitivity can be used for good. That sensitivity can be used to help your fellow man or woman, or she, they, them, whatever your pronouns are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your son's first nodal return. I would really focus on he could get like, and when I say sick, I don't mean anything like a terminal illness or nothing like that, but like even colds and things like that. Pisces on the North Node can't even bring on like sinus infections, allergies, things that and I don't know how old your son is. Well, you said the first, so that 7 or 8. The nodes usually switch every 7 to 8 years. So I'm assuming he's still a baby. I need y'all to get those lights up for me. A lot of Pisces sun game bangers. Well, the thing is, Pisces is very undefined. It's a mutable one of those, and herein lies the dangerous part about mutable signs, because this is a quality that Gemini, Virgo, um, Pisces, and Sagittarius all share. And that's this. It a lot of times it's based on their environment. Now, granted, we can make an argument that most people are um sensitive to their environment. Something's going on with the sound still. Y'all. Oh, wow. Okay, is it good? Something's going on with somebody just called me just now, but like, are we good? Okay, he's almost 18. Oh, okay, so he's a bigger kid. But it's still, I mean, that would still stand. Still stands, but but with Pisces being such a mutable and sensitive sign, you have to be mindful, because a lot of times it's very easy to be influenced. You know what I'm saying? So that's where your environment would matter. Like, and like I said, we can make a case to say that a lot of people, children are very sensitive to their environment, and so on and so forth. But I would argue, especially if your children have prominent Piscean placements, you know what I mean? Pisces moons, especially, or have like adverse um oh, okay. It left again. What does the 12th house deal with in astrology? Actually, every time I go live, I be remembering why it be hard, like why I don't go live as much no more, because there's always some issues. You said the last thing I said was Pisces moon. So if you are a kid with a Pisces sun or moon, I can see how that could be difficult in terms of you being very sensitive, or easily susceptible to other people. And that's where you get those people who may be more easily influenced, more likely to do certain things, more likely to be affected by certain things. And like I said, it can be a good thing. And from a collective standpoint, with Pisces on the North Node, I can see where, as a society, tapping into that energy collectively can do us some good, not being so harsh on people. And that's something that I'm working on too. Cause y'all know I like to talk shit. But it's like, I'm also a Virgo moon. And my moon is also conjoined to the South Node. So you can look at that Virgo South Node as being symbolic of, Virgo is the ultimate complainer. And that's because Virgo, it can see what's wrong. Virgo is very like equipped, very well equipped to point out inadequacies, to point out faults, to really problem solve. And like all energy, all frequencies, all archetypes, we have its positive expression, and then we have the expression when that shit goes off the fucking tracks. You feel me? And just by virtue, when we talk about the South Node, that energy is more likely to backfire on you anyway. So you're more likely to see the more negative manifestations of Virgo when we have Virgo on the South Node. You know what I'm saying? It can, yeah, Virgos can be very naggy. And like I said, I'm shooting myself with this one too. I like hey, what can I say? It's so easy for us to find some shit to complain about because my brain is always noticing, especially when it comes to like pattern recognition. And so on the collective level, we can see this manifest in like um there being this kind of preoccupation with um everybody assimilating into being a certain way, you know, like an undercurrent, because Virgo is all about assimilation. So there could be a lot of talk, a lot of conversation about assimilating, you know, or etiquette. Virgo is very etiquette driven, like, you know, what people should do versus what they shouldn't do. Or just being concerned because you know Virgo is only one sign over from Libra, so there still is this kind of what do you call it, like when you're kind of concerned about other people, you know, because Libra is the sign of other people. Virgo is one house away before you arrive at the fucking seventh house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Virgo is it's a hyper awareness that's there, and a lot of times that shit is gonna bite people in the ass because you just it makes everybody really quick to find fault with others or to really lack a lot of like people lacking satisfaction collectively. And a lot of this could also be tied to issues with jobs, employment. I know these are some hot button topics, especially now that El Cheeto is in office and he's coming with a vengeance, baby. I was telling one of my homegirls this morning, like, bitch, I'm tired of living through life events, historical events. You know, I was like 10 or 9. No, I was 9 years old when 9/11 happened. I remember watching it on TV at school. You know, y'all remember big booty, big back TVs, the big chunky ones that they used to roll out. I know I got a lot of Pluto Sagittarius youngins in the chat right now, but if you part of my Pluto Scorpio millennial, you know, later millennial or younger millennial gang, y'all feel me? You know what I'm saying? The teacher rolled that motherfucker in class, and we watched them planes hit the World Trade and all that stuff. So and that just kind of snowballed into like I just feel like I'm my whole life I'm living through bullshit. Now Trump in office, like super villain mode, straight super villain mode. Elon, I'm tired, y'all, and I need a break. And it's so interesting, even when you think about it from that lens, because Pisces represents breaks. Pisces is escapism. You know, but you can look at Virgo on the South Node as stress. So a lot of change is happening in society, even if we apply it to a collective level, that is stressing us the fuck out. And like I said, with me being a Virgo South Node, with me being a Virgo moon, you know, this is personal to me. The moon is personal. Like this shit, that's why I said this live stream is gonna be personal. It's personally affecting my life. You know, it's crazy. You feel sorry for all Americans, girl? Fuck you. Look, I'm mad. I'm not really. You know, I love you, but I'm mad because why do we have to deal with this? Um, bring on my know the reversal, Libra Moon game. I was actually surprised when he won. I thought people couldn't be that stupid. Well, yeah, leave it to people, baby. They gon' outdo themselves. Oh, you're a Zillennial. You were 19. Hit that thumbs up button for me, y'all. Ah, 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 ah. Kamala ain't no better. Kamala. I disagree with that, Raina, because Kamala would not be ending cancer research. Kamala would not be gutting the federal government right now. Kamala would not have, now granted, Democrats do, and I've talked about this before. Y'all know when I get on my political high horse, okay? Uh, uh, Democrats do have a history of being corrupt in their own way, being problematic in their own way, and accepting billionaire money. You know, they do a lot of bribery, and they're beholden to a lot of billionaires and corporate execs as well. But I think the major difference is Democrats, thanks to what do you call it? Neoliberalism, have over the years been able to put a good face on it, to put a nice face on it, and everything wasn't so drastic and extreme. You know what I mean? I think Trump came along and just said, "Fuck the disguise, fuck the veil, pulling off the mask. I'm a real asshole that don't know shit." But I feel very. Not even that he feels strongly. I think Donald Trump did a good job at galvanizing people who felt very strongly about certain things and telling them what they wanted to hear. And people want change. People wanted to see something different than the what had already been set in place. And our society had many flaws. And instead of taking a actual objective assessment of that and actually serving people, I feel like Democrats created this void where you have all of these people who are just like really easily brainwashed. So when you throw racism in the mix, bigotry in the mix, a motherfucker telling them everything they want to hear in the mix, they going for anything. And these are the same people you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. But I don't want the Democrats to not too much. Like I want y'all to like keep it cute a little bit too though, because it's kind of y'all fault too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a shit show. It's a shit show. So I said all that to say, for a lot of people, this is just gonna be a very stressful time. Times are changing. That's just what it is. But at least the blues are stable. They don't fuck shit up in a matter of weeks. Hey, that's something that like, cause when I was on Twitter, I see a lot of like Trump supporters say like, they'll be like, oh yeah, Trump, he done got the most stuff done, of all the presidents in his 2 weeks. He's got more done than Obama and Joe Biden never could. And I'm like, yeah, all horrible shit. But the issue is, and the disconnect comes into play where you have people, despite any type of empirical evidence, any type of data, any type of anything that they're presented with, they don't feel like this man is wrong. They feel like he has this supernatural, superhuman, terrific, fucking super abstract plan for the country. And he's going to just put us in a better, like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're not fighting the same fight here because we're not all operating in reality. Everybody is living in different realities. And which is so interesting because once again, this kind of reroutes us back to that Pisces North Node. I feel like that's an energy signature that is going to um be really big in the oncoming months in terms of like people coping and coping really hard. And because Pisces can't even deal with like self-medication. If Virgo is the sign of health, Pisces would deal with, medication, even pharmaceuticals. So with that being said, the pharmaceutical industry, look to that to be a major theme. Lots of discussion surrounding pharmaceuticals, the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry. And I feel some of that has already been coming down the pipeline because they said Donald Trump pulled out of the World Health Organization. talks to him freezing Medicare and Medicaid and pretty much any government function, all social support, all safety nets. That's all, the safety net, social support. All of that is Pisces on the North Node. Um, yeah, expect way more conversations about that. Oh, but people can blame themselves because they voted his ass in. I mean, true. Drug dealers are going to be rich during this transit. But like even with the I could even see issues with drugs getting worse. Like widespread drug use getting worse. I could see that. Or like you know how we have like the opioid crisis with all the white kids strung out on drugs, and even the fentanyl crisis. Now that fentanyl, I done lost family members to fentanyl. You know what I mean? But with Pisces on the North, no, I can definitely see that kind of going off the rails too. And give me a second, and we'll get into some things and some tips and some practical ways that we can like cope. But something I can think of off top, I feel like it's gonna be real big for me. I ain't even gonna hold you. Smoking. As a matter of fact, let me get my doobie right now. Hey, who got the doobie? Pass the Dutchie from the left hand side. I don't even know why I didn't even start with that shit. I should have opened up this live stream sparking my lighter like Lil Wayne. But then again, I also got Pisces in the sixth house. Neptune conjoined to my North Node. So I mean, y'all do what's best for y'all. You feel me? Well, and granted, there are healthier ways to cope. There are healthier ways to cope. But hey, there are also unhealthier ways to cope. Right, right, right. You finna roll it too? There's and ain't nothing wrong with sobriety. So let me also go back and clarify. Having Pisces on the North Node don't necessarily mean you have to engage in smoking or drinking. I said this is my vice of choice. You know what I mean? But it's like escapism. You can apply that to anything for real. Um, and like all things, of course, a balance is needed because whenever you get off balance, once again with that Pisces Virgo polarity, that's where you start risking fucking up your health. You know what I'm saying? And with me being a Sagittarius too, like having my son naturally squaring the nodes, I think that's also what's making me kind of nervous. Just because I know it's a lot of it, it's forcing me to it's kind of forcing me to change a lot about my lifestyle. The fact that I got my moon conjoined to Virgo South node, my sun square in the nodes. But like I said, for every it don't have to be smoking for everybody. Honestly, even in terms of coping and finding things that comfort you, taking like diving more into your creative side could also be an expression or a way to express that and kind of adapt. And with that being said, oh shit, I do think there's going to be a lot of conversations had about the what do you call it, the like Hollywood, specifically when it comes to actors. Now, why you can't smoke, Tuli? What's going on? You normally be my smoking buddy. You match with me damn near every time I smoke online. Improving your tarot reading skills. Okay, that's another good one. Another good a good way to kind of channel that energy. Um, Also, if you are like modeling, there could be like a emphasis placed on like these industries anyway, like modeling, acting. Now granted, it could be issues with staffing or like I said, them going on strike. But even like in your personal life, like in of course this would also be dependent on where this transit is hitting your chart. But um and did he have his he's experienced his lunar nodal return. Duty, duty, Diddy. I guess he duty. Diddy is experiencing his lunar nodal return, and that has a lot to do with, Pisces deals with what? Prison, jail. This nigga locked up. Did he go to the hospital? They say he somebody's leg or something. He twisted his leg. Somebody was like he just wanted to watch the Grammys on the hospital television. I was weak. Pisces is scandal. Mm-hmm. Oh, they said that man wanted to watch the TV. Yeah. Duty. Hey, I guess a Freudian slip. He Pisces, third house, and I feel pulled to make my own prayer beads. Yeah. Now I would say if you have Pisces in like your third house, your first house, um, I would even say like, really, honestly, I ain't gonna cap. If you got Pisces in the first through the sixth houses, just because those are the houses that are most high impact in terms of like our everyday life, because you got to think about it. Look at the ascendant. When you start at the top of the chart, your ascendant is yourself, your physical body. And by the time you make your way through to the seventh house, which is directly across from the ascendant, that's where other people come into the equation. That's where the outside world comes into the equation. But the first house through the sixth house, those are very instrumental houses when it comes to yourself, your own personal development, your personal life. The fifth house is your willpower. So if you have Pisces in any one of these houses, I feel like this transit is something that you probably will feel a lot more personally and intimately. And it's not to say that I don't know, like it's gonna be like it has to be a horrible thing, because it doesn't have to be a horrible thing. And I think that's where the balancing factor of Pisces needs to come into play too. Because Pisces, I've noticed, is very easy to like, it's very easy to play into a victim role, or to feel powerless, or to give your power away, or to, even like on a collective level, I feel like we'll see more of that, or that'll be more of a trending theme, like people trying to make people feel sorry for each other, or like, you know what I mean? Like, but with Pisces, you kind of at a certain point you have to hold Pisces accountable, and Pisces doesn't like to be held accountable. So it's just like you got to find that balance. It's just about finding the balance. It's about finding the balance. You know what I'm saying? But don't get too carried away. Now, I'm not saying that if Pisces is like, on the other half of your chart, that it's doesn't impact you, or whatever. But I just feel like those with you know especially your Western Hemisphere, and um Pisces is in that area, that is you're gonna notice it more. What's the word? It'll just be more noticeable, basically. Let's see. Looking in the comments. Um, I needed to detox and my plug was slacking. Hey, And that's understood. Another way to look at Pisces energy too is like rehabilitation. So think about like somebody, even if you wanted to abstain. That's why I say you don't always have to look at it as using alcohol or using drugs or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it could be like, or it can mean you being in a space where you're kind of insulated. So a lot of people who could go to rehab and stuff could have that strong Pisces energy. A theme of rehabilitation. Oh, issues with prisons too. Jails, prisons, I feel like are going to come up with Pisces on the North Node. These are going to be major themes in terms of like society, whether there are major changes, like I said, government wise, legislation that's passed, or whether it be good or bad. You know what I mean? I don't like that because y'all know Pisces also rules like slavery type shit. So it make me feel like a lot of like, and which would make sense with Trump being in office, like where you have a lot of power being given to these corporations and a lot of legislation being passed that eventually really just chips away at like workers' rights and stuff like that. Virgo, like I said, rules, like it rules the worker, especially when we talk about civil workers, people who have like service jobs, service sector jobs. So expect issues with like nurses. Y'all, I guarantee it. Y'all come back to this live stream and give me $10 when the minute you hear something about nurses, the healthcare industry, doctors, um, 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 maybe even like veterans. Let's see. Changes in hospitalization, or even like our healthcare system. I know like a major issue that has come about, or I mean it's been an issue, but I feel like more people are kind of waking up to the fact that we should have been had some form of universal healthcare one way or another. In America is very expensive. Healthcare is very expensive. And with Donald Trump, they just trying to make it more expensive, like making it hard for people. So I know for a fact this nigga signed some legislation that increased medication. That's very Pisces on the North Node. And it don't help the transit in Saturn is in Pisces too, because you could even look at that as like restrictions and stuff being laxed and lifted. That's like shit that can impact the environment. Y'all know Pisces does deal with poisoning, and intuitively I feel that too with Pisces on the North Node, issues with the water system. I feel like in this kind of loops back into that Virgo South Node energy where there is going to be a hyper fixation on like health, our health, with what we're putting into our bodies. And I will say the light at the end of the tunnel, the silver lining of it all, because I ain't trying to like fearmonger, you know what I'm saying, is that at the end of the day, we all have control over our own immediate decisions and what we put in our bodies. It goes backwards. Jay, the lunar nodes, they transit back and like backwards, so it wouldn't be we because remember the transit we just left was transit in North Node in Aries. North Node was just in Aries, so now the oh, Neptune is also in Pisces. Yeah. Hmm. You're gonna eat more healthy plant-based food, drink some spring water. Hey, and so again, like with my moon and Virgo, I completely understand. I understand. I've been on that same tip. I feel like eventually I'm gonna stop eating as much meat. Then they got like bird flu going around. I really feel like it could be this is the perfect lunar nodal axis for another like pandemic. another pandemic. And like I said, I got Pisces in my sixth house. I don't want no smoke, bro. I ain't trying to get sick. I don't want nothing. I don't want no problems. But I also feel like my hypochondria could be kind of triggered soon. A lot of my peers done with drinking all the time. I stopped smoking because it makes me paranoid. Yeah, paranoia. Oh, personal encounters with like paranormal personal encounters, UFO sightings, things that can't be explained, mysteries. All of that is Pisces on the North Node. But the upside of that could be magic, miracles, observing things like, you remember somebody making a video about a tea that gives you an alcoholic buzz with no alcohol without getting you drunk. Oh, what's that? This country can't afford another pandemic shutdown. This country can't afford nothing, actually, because all the money is going to the oligarchies and billionaires. Hey, I'm kind of tired of that word oligarchies, but it's very adequate. But I feel like niggas just learned that word like 2 weeks ago when Joe Biden used it, and now everybody's using it. But you get what I'm saying, though. It's just crazy. It's all so crazy, so crazy. You got another network on a different platform. I love your work. Thank you. I don't. Well, actually, if you want to subscribe to my Patreon, feel free. I do provide like exclusive content on there. So that's a paywall with access to a whole host of content, astrological content that I have over there. So you're more than welcome to it. Just click on one of my videos, like my upload videos, and in the description box you'll see my Patreon link. Um, yeah, I'm gonna revolt if we go into another pandemic. We going to hell. And it's gonna start with the penguins because the penguins in the Antarctica they gonna catch on fire because of global warming. Them polar bears gonna catch on fire, and unfortunately, I don't know if I'm being hyperbolic. Don't know if I'm being hyperbolic. I feel like there could be more issues or more conversations talking about, like I said, our water supply. With that, oh, I just thought about something with Saturn and Pisces, and even with like global warming. I do see there eventually being an issue when it comes to there being a lack of water, a lack of drinkable water, or so don't be surprised if that comes up, or like more issues involving water in our tropical nations. So like Puerto Rico, Haiti, places like that, where hurricane season gonna go ham and cheese, and maybe some crackers on the side. Oh yeah, the polar bear, and it ain't funny, but the polar bear, them polar bears is real skinny, real. I ain't never, hey, and that shit break your heart looking at it too. Yeah, a reading on the Zaya. Yes, yes. Now that's a reading that is going to go on my Patreon, y'all. I'm working on that. I have a video for y'all. Not only on, I mean, because it's going to be a natal chart reading on that monster called Jarvis Butts. Okay. And I also have the natal chart for that wild woolly mammoth, the twin, okay, that he was with, who knew that he was fucking her niece the whole time. Her. I clocked her. I got her tea. I got her tea too. I got that whole tea too. Yeah, scamming can be a huge theme. Yes, that as well. That as well. It's about to be a lot more delusional people joining cults. Yes. Yes. Because there is going to be a need for people to want to connect to like and be more spiritual and whatever. But I always say, because Neptune, that's where Neptune and Sag have something in common because of that Jupiter rulership. But Neptune kind of take it to a different level. Because remember, Neptune is very undefined. It's very accepting. So with Pisces being co-ruled by Neptune, you liable to kind of get once again carried away with that shit. Sagittarius can get carried away with it too, but but Pisces, if not properly anchored, they can get real, like, even weird, strange. When we talk about that Pisces North Node, like the things that people can be into, even collectively, or you know, their ideas and things like that. Go click one of my for my Patreon, click one of my videos, like my video uploaded videos. My link is always going to be in the uh description box. Lost. You could even look at that as lost. Pisces also rules chaos, confusion, smoke and mirrors, things not being what they are, things being misrepresented. But that's where like the scandal tends to come into play. And otherworldly things, very much so. I think, hey, I put this on Twitter earlier today. I really do feel like foot play and foot fetishes are definitely going to be um like more popularized. You know how like at a certain point in time it wasn't popular to eat booty. You know what I'm saying? But now it is like that, just like that. Well, this is quite a time. Well, hey, you got your seatbelt on. Enjoy the ride. You on the Astro Queen live stream. If A, there's technical difficulties, and B, if we talking about fucking decline in practicality and disorganization. Everything's about to be a lot of businesses, leaders, etc., extremely without structure. Or like I said, it's just not even without structure. I think a lot of people are going to be laid off. A lot of people are going to be laid off. A lot of people are going to be, Pisces can even deal with like relying on, like I said, like charity, like even nonprofits, other people to help other people. Discussions about like what to do with the homeless, and a lot of I see a lot of that coming to pass. It rules adult play, yes. Pisces does rule pornography. So I also think expect some issue, like not issues, but like how like, and I will say this because I am pro sex worker. I'm pro sex worker because even you can look at that as being on that Virgo, the Virgo Pisces polarity where Virgo is absolutely like I said, working, providing a service. A lot of, contrary to popular belief, a lot of sex workers can have some variation of whether it be Piscean energy. That's more like a sex trafficking victim. I ain't gonna lie. Or like Virgo, like somebody who may have like, I don't know, their Mars. I've seen sex workers who could have their Venus and Mars in like the eighth house of Virgo or some shit like that. That would be very akin to like sex working energy. But anyway, with this lunar nodal transit, I could definitely see like there being more advocacy or a call for more advocacy surrounding, sex workers and maybe cam girls, because a lot of, you know, or I could even see there being a crackdown with Saturn and Pisces too. Because the Republicans are real like conservative about that type of stuff. But Yeah, I'm gonna say that. But I do know a lot of them porn girls be living like real sad lives, and a lot of people don't really view them as human. So in some way, I feel like that's gonna become part of the conversation at some point. Work from home jobs will be more or less pronounced in this transit. I don't know if it would be work from home jobs, but I think people are gonna go out of their way. Like I feel like there's gonna be more of an emphasis placed on our ability to find proper work life balance in general or overall. I feel like there'll be more of a so I guess to answer your question, I'm not sure. Um, but what I can say is I do feel like there will be definitely more of an emphasis on like I said, a lot of people like Pisces. You could even look at Pisces as being representative of burnout because it's kind of like the byproduct or the polarity that you get into when you fully exhaust Virgo, which is think about it. Virgo, everybody also always associates Virgo with productivity but Virgo in its darkest form could be just being busy all the time, working an unfulfilling job, doing something you don't like, getting caught up in your daily scenario. It's the things that we do habitually, and Virgo has this tendency to so even sometimes grow either resentful or feel unseen or overlooked, unappreciated. And this is another reason where you're going to have all of these civil servants and people in these industries really voicing their disdain for whatever is going on in society because they're already not being like, for example, nurses going on strike, or doctors going on strike, or stuff like that. Teachers, that's very very there's going to be major issues with, and if I'm not mistaken, today they said that they were that Donald Trump is getting ready to sign another executive order that's going to completely gut the Department of Education. So I mean, a lot of teachers laid off, possibly a lot of issues with the schools, you know what I'm saying, or strikes, or like in that avenue. That's kind of what I'm getting as well. Yeah, with myself, knowing that Pisces experience burnout very easily. Yeah, I feel sorry for some porn stars because they work a few months, gain a few thousands, and their videos will end up online. If you ever getting reposted, look at me and Khalifa. Pisces too confusing for me. I need to know everything. Yeah, they made millions off that girl. Virgos without work and unproductivity is the worst nightmare. Have yeah, it needs to be overhauled. Rough road. Around people are about to be homeschooling their children. Yeah, and like you could even look at that as like the schools. Like I don't know, man. Like you could look at Virgos ruling the schools. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Quick! I'm trying to find the silver lining. um, Hold on just a second, y'all. Can you guys hear me? Am I the only one who can't hear? Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me? Y'all let me know in the chat. Ah, hold on. You can hear now. Okay. I didn't walk away, Majestic. I've been here this whole time. The Illuminati don't want me to give y'all this information. So that's why I hope y'all are also thumbs up in this live stream, even despite the technical difficulties. You didn't hear the smoke alarm either? Oh, there you go. Oh, wow. I feel jumped. What does this mean for Sag Sons? Well, it means that we have to get our shit together. Like I said, health wise, definitely, because y'all know Sag can real excess. So like I've definitely been trying to get, and I naturally have my sun and moon squaring each other. So my Sag sun squares my Virgo moon. I know mental health. Oh, another really big one. Another really big theme that's gonna be in focus, and even in our own individual lives, I feel like there's something that can be applied. I know for me personally, um, I just got back in therapy. I'm making sure the people around me in my life are in therapy as well. So, I mean, I know that's only step one, but focusing on your mental health. And that's honestly my main thing. I pray every day that I keep my faculties in my mind, because my North Node is in my third house. I got Neptune in my third house. I just sometimes I feel like I don't know. Like I just every day I wake up and I pray that God keep me in my right mind. Y'all don't pray. Y'all don't ever say that prayer or ask that prayer. It went silent. Yeah, I don't know why it was silent. I don't know what's going on, but that's just Virgo Sun, Virgo placements. Excuse me. Ugh. Like I said, depending on what planets you're talking about, like this transit is especially that Virgo South Node is going to impact you a lot more personally. Like for example, I have my moon in Virgo. Like I said, personally, like I can see the way that this is probably going to impact my family, my life, my living situation, but possibly, definitely my employment so far. I don't want it to affect my health in a negative way. I rebuke that energy, but that's a big one. Some of the things that Pisces rules could be like fragrances. That's another thing. Oils. I feel like oil could be a part of a major conversation, even as it pertains to like government wise, policy wise. You know what I mean? Or like gas, oil prices going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like their oil could be a major theme. Even intuitively, like pollution, or even if it's like I said, on the individual level, like us being mindful of like what we're putting in our body, like pesticides and this and that. Or even think about how like they're rolling back a lot of these regulations on like in these food industries, like the FDA and all that stuff. Like and every time you look up, they recalling certain food items. Like I just got a notification earlier today saying that they recall some broccoli florets. And I don't know about y'all, but I love broccoli florets. Talking about the people have reported side effects that include up to death, bitch, over broccoli florets. Broccoli florets. Now I'm traumatized. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with me being a Virgo moon now I'm feeling a little hypochondriac about it. I'm a little hypochondriatic about it because now I'm feeling away. Now I don't want nobody around me to eat no broccoli because now I'm finna assume the worst is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If I eat a piece of broccoli after now, my throat gonna get tight and I'm gonna be like, and now I'm gonna think something wrong. Like y'all don't ever well, if you got personal Virgo, like Virgo, my Virgo sons, but the moons, we really got it bad. because our imaginations get lost in our imaginations. I feel like the Virgo suns are a little bit more rational than Virgo moons. They're a lot more rational than Virgo moons, ironically enough. But yeah, that's what they said. It said death. I don't know. Admittedly, I didn't look further into it. I just kind of glanced at the headline. You ain't gonna lie. But because the greater point is, because this is not the first time they didn't recall certain food items, and with this administration getting ready to just roll back all these type of regulations, prepare for them folks to be putting all type of booty hole hairs in your shit, all kind of pesticides in your shit. So I do feel like there's going to be a collective push for people to like find alternatives. You know what I'm saying? Find alternatives to the things that we normally do, what we normally eat, cutting out certain food groups, doing this, doing that, like that kind of thing. And for each person on the individual level, we all have to just kind of figure out what that means for us in terms of like, healthy, like what's healthy for us, what we want to put in our bodies. And booty crime, all kind of shit. Yeah, we can't eat shit no more. Gotta grow our own. Your boyfriend, baby mama is a Pisces sun, Virgo moon. Good luck to her. She annoying. She must not be watching their kids like that. She must be negligent as hell. She must be trying. She must be like the type to leave her. Oh, never mind. Cause you know what? It kind of remind me of like Tasha K. That's Tasha K's sun moon, and one of her former employees, hence that Virgo moon, then came out with a tell-all book on Tasha K. That's that sun moon opposition going into play. Cause anybody she close to, that's either her putting them on blast or them putting her on blast. You feel me? And especially like her former assistants. Virgo, is the sign of the assistant. And they said that she don't be watching her kids like that. That's what they said. And I kind of believe it because she a Capricorn South Node. Not to say that you can't be like a good mom as a Capricorn South Node, but I do feel like a lot of Capricorn South Nodes struggle, especially women. Like they struggle because they naturally don't have that maternal instinct. A lot of them are naturally career driven women, or maybe they're more authoritative in their approach. You know what I mean? And she said she has been postponing his surgery, huh? Child, this year a mess, no switch. Girl, it's messy, girl. And Tasha is a Pisces, girl. She is. Talking about Pisces, Krishan baby is allegedly blind. Y'all know Pisces also deals with handicaps, disabilities. So even with Krishan, like unfortunately, because you also have to think about how her son is aspected. So the lower octave of Pisces, especially if it's afflicted, I think she has her son square in Chiron and Sag, and something else going on with her son. But um I think is this squaring her Pluto or something like that? Don't quote me there. But or conjoining her. But the point is, that could definitely produce like a child that's handicapped or who has disabilities of some sort of illness as well. Um, and so she may be required to, pay a lot more attention to him, especially health wise. Once again, with that opposition, he might like need a surgery or something. Is that what you meant by you said she's postponing his surgery? Are you talking about Krishan? Because I can see that, like him having to have his surgery, the baby having to have his surgery during this transit. And her baby is a Virgo, and that makes her like that opposition. You see how that opposition plays out, even in terms of Krishan's relationship with her baby, with her being a Pisces son and that baby being a Virgo. Automatically, like I can see where health issues are a major thing in the relationship, and a lot of it can be due to Pisces can deal with negligence. Her baby has a hernia. I feel so sorry for that baby. Not her, but the baby. That's the only person who get my Pisces empathy and sympathy. Cause obviously kids don't ask to be in here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't did nothing wrong. Um, yeah. I'm getting ready to get up out of here, y'all. I thought I would have some time for examples. I might create an upload or come back on live for some examples, maybe. Do I think the USA is falling? I think the USA is falling. Present tense. Falling. Do you have any area chart like Air Venus? I do. I'm a Libra ascendant, Libra Venus, Libra Venus and ascendant. Yes, ma'am. I mean, well, I just assume you're a ma'am. I don't know if you're a ma'am, Jay. She was going around drinking and smoking. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're a Libra ascendant too? Oh, you are a girl? Okay. Hey, that was my intuition. Cause I was like, I made you a girl, and it's like if you weren't a girl, I know you was like, what? But I just felt like it. Okay, good. I was right. Yeah. I can post more and I will post more. Hey Palace. How you doing? Thank you for joining me. Thank all of y'all for joining me. Once again, hit that thumbs up button. You're a Libra descendant. Oh, so that means you can have a lot of Libras around you. Yeah, your ass might naturally seek out people, whether you realize it or not. But with a lot of that Libra energy, come back soon. Okay, I will. I love you guys again. Thank you guys for joining me. And I will holler at y'all soon. I'm gonna keep this video up too. So y'all keep thumbs up and run up the likes, all the hits, all the clicks, because we almost at 10K, baby. Shout out to the Astro fam. I love y'all. Okay, if you've been here from day one, even my day twos and threes, I love y'all too. I love y'all. Mwah, 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 mwah. Y'all be good. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.